Have you ever felt like it's just way too easy to get angry when the weather is scorching hot? The AC breaks for a moment. You're already swearing. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Boom, your neck veins are popping. But is this just a case of bad mood? Or is there something deeper, something scientific? Turns out the answer is yes. Heat really can make us more irritable. There are actual studies backing this up. So no, you're not being overly sensitive. Your brain is literally overheating. The case of the Moscow malls. Here's the story. In 2010, Moscow went through a massive heat wave. Temperatures reached nearly 40 degrees Celsius. Many malls and shops didn't have air conditioning. Researchers got curious. If a work environment is as hot as an oven, how will employees behave? They sent in secret shoppers, people pretending to be customers, and took notes. Did the employees greet them? Were they polite? Helpful? The results? Employees were 59% less likely to greet or assist customers. They still did their core tasks, sweeping, manning the register, stocking shelves. But human interaction? It dropped drastically. Bottom line, heat makes us withdraw from others. Is it the same for everyone? You might think, maybe they were just exhausted and had no AC. Fair enough. But the researchers also conducted an online survey with 160 random people. Half were shown images of extremely hot settings, deserts, glaring sun. The other half saw calm, cool images, snowy mountains, lakes. Then they were asked, if you saw someone fall on the street, would you help? Guess who was less empathetic? The group that saw hot images responded more indifferently. So even just imagining heat can reduce our empathy. Room temperature and empathy. Another experiment was done in college classrooms. Same professor, same lecture, but different room temperatures. The results? The hotter the room, the lower the students scored in empathy, attentiveness, and teamwork. Even though the topic was identical. What does this mean? Heat drains mental energy and makes us care less about those around us. Germany's call center data. Still not convinced? In Germany, researchers analyzed thousands of call logs from a social help hotline. Every time the temperature spiked, callers became more aggressive, hotline workers became more defensive, and their job requires a high level of empathy. So, what's going on in our brain? Why does heat change our behavior? High temperatures force the body to work harder. Elevated heart rate, sweating, brain struggling to regulate temperature. That means less energy for thinking, patience, and empathy. Think of it like a social battery. And heat makes that battery drain way faster. So what can you do? If you notice yourself getting more emotional during hot weather, here are some tips. 1. Find a cool environment when possible. Not just for comfort, it helps your mental health. 2. Stay hydrated. Water directly affects your mood and clarity. 3. Delay major decisions. Don't decide important things when your body's under heat stress. 4. Be aware that it's not just you being off. Your body is under pressure. Even just that awareness helps you stay calmer. And most importantly, don't be too hard on yourself. If you feel more sensitive during a heat wave, it's not because you're weak. It's because your body is working overtime. Respect it. Rest. Support it. Why are we more easily offended? Ever felt like everyone is annoying when it's hot? Psychologists say it's because in extreme conditions, we focus more on ourselves. Our body sends the signal, hey, I'm busy surviving. So empathy, something that requires us to leave ourselves, gets pushed aside. Meanwhile, small things feel like personal attacks. For example, honking. A provocation, someone cutting in line, or an insult, friend replying late. Rejection. In reality, none of those things may mean anything. But heat makes our brain interpret things more negatively. Heat and declining social behavior. A large study in the US looked at decades of crime data. The result? When temperatures rise, violence increases. There's a clear correlation between heat waves and social unrest. Simple logic. Heat, noiseur, physical, plus emotional stress, high stress, low self-control, low control, higher aggression. So yes, weather can be a trigger for chaos. Does this apply globally? Yes and no. Studies from tropical countries show that people used to high temperatures can adapt well. But once temps go beyond what's considered normal, say during an extreme heat wave, negative effects still show up. So it's not just about being used to heat. It's about how our bodies and brains respond to environmental extremes. What does neuroscience say? Neurologically, heat affects the hypothalamus, the part of the brain that regulates body temperature. But the hypothalamus also connects to emotion, hunger, and stress regulation. When it's overloaded, your brain's efficiency drops. Plus, heat impacts the prefrontal cortex, the area that handles logic, empathy, and decision-making. So if you act more impulsively when it's hot, that's your brain downclocking, not you turning into a jerk. Does heat make us less helpful? Yes, and there's proof. In another experiment, two groups were asked to help move heavy boxes. One group was in a cool room, the other in a hot room. Results? The cool group was eager to help. The hot group, more reluctant, more fatigued. Not because they were selfish, but because their bodies were in survival mode. What does this mean for us today? With climate change getting worse and summers becoming more extreme? We're not just talking about air conditioners or iced drinks. We're talking about mental health, productivity, teamwork, even social stability. Companies need to ask, how do we keep work environments mentally safe in the heat? Has workplace culture adapted to extreme temperatures? And personally, how do we protect our emotional state when the environment doesn't cooperate? Are we angry or just exhausted? Maybe we're not actually angry people. Maybe we're just tired. Tired because our body has to work extra hard in the heat. Tired from focusing while our brain begs for a break. Tired because the world is getting hotter and life doesn't pause. So, if today you feel like you're about to explode, more sensitive than usual, or just want to be left alone, take a deep breath. Sit down, drink some water. Forgive yourself. Heat may turn us into a different version of ourselves. But with awareness, knowledge, and kindness, we can still be compassionate humans, even when the weather isn't. Because at the end of the day, what makes us human is our ability to understand even when we're being tested. Don't forget to click like and subscribe Kupasin Tech for more engaging psychology content. Stay cool and stay kind.